I'm doing the Back from BookNet Fest Tag, created by Injeri at ONYX Pages, inspired by Kathy Tryhard, creator of the BookNet Fest Tag. Shout out to her. I forgot to shout her out on my BookNet Fest Tag. I'll definitely be linking Injeri's BookNet Fest Tag video, her Back from BookNet Fest Tag video, as well as Kathy's BookNet Fest Tag. First up on the Back from BookNet Fest Tag, explain your BNF experience in one word. Revolutionary. Number 2, what was your favorite session and why? For me, it was we don't just talk about books. I went in there expecting it to be to talk about other things that we're interested in, like maybe fashion, movies, music, favorite boy bands, favorite singers, artists, what we're listening to, stuff like that. Tying other interests into books, as well as just talking about other interests separate from books. Thought it was just gonna go in and be that lighthearted, and it surprised me. It talked about race and smaller channels. When it came to marginalized communities within the booktube community, I just loved it for that. It felt very revolutionary for me. It felt very we're really discussing the deep things, and we're not shying away from it. I appreciated that. That was one of my favorite panels to go to, one of my favorite sessions. I could also say prom was a great session to be a part of. Also, I do think my hobby plus the industry was also a really great and informative one, because I learned quite a few things, especially about how some smaller publishers interact with Instagram and Instagrammers' content, and what publishers are looking for when they're seeking out this content on different platforms from different creators. Number 3, what's the most interesting thing you learned? From the My Hobbies plus the industry, I learned that publishers search for tags for books that they've published to see what creators have said about their books. When they search Instagram and search tags for books that they've published, they like to see the really great flat lays and layouts of their books, but they also definitely like to get feedback for what is working for books and who it's connecting to and who the audience is. If they've read the book, how did you feel about this book? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Not necessarily going into specifics. Maybe you can if you feel the need to really give a really in-depth review in your caption, but they definitely like to know if readers like the book. It's kind of made me think about my own bookstagramming, being able to tag the book and making sure to really give some feedback and some insight on what I've read and how I felt about the book. Number 4, were there any conversations that you had at BNF that you think we should keep talking about for the rest of the year? I think we should continue the conversation of smaller booktubers of color and other marginalized communities gaining opportunities to thrive and be boosted within the booktube community. Finding ways to boost and give opportunities to smaller booktubers of color and of marginalized communities so that they can thrive and gain the opportunities that really focus and center their identities and their demographics. I did have one conversation that was not officially on panel. It was a conversation that I had with Justin from Ghost Reader. We didn't see a lot of black male booktubers, or more black men booktubers, at BookNet Fest. And that kind of speaks to the larger discussion that there aren't a lot of black men booktubers. It would be great if we could have more of them. It would be great to have more discussions on how to boost more black men booktubers in the booktube community, but also maybe encourage more black men to join booktube and share their books, share their thoughts, and their insights. There are black men booktubers on booktube already. There's Justin at the Ghost Reader, there's Xavier at Books on Stereo, there's Chris at Vigilant Reads, there's Monty Price. His channel is Monty Price. There's also Kamari at Surviving My 40s. He's still pretty new. He's building up the community. I would love to see more black men within the community. If we boost more black men as readers, I do think that it'll show more black men reading, giving visibility to that. I definitely also want to include discussions of other marginalized communities of men within the booktube community, and I hope that we definitely have more of those discussions in the coming year. Number 5, what was your most memorable moment? Okay, so my most memorable moments were sitting around a jacuzzi with my feet in the water, chatting with other booktubers like Bethany from Beautiful Bookish Bethany, Oshale from OhSheReads, Brittany from Melanin Eclectic, sitting around a table at the cabana, eating and chatting with other booktubers, dancing and having a good time at prom, and definitely dancing in Oshale, Brittany, and Cassie's room. Like, we were having a nice little hot girl summer in there. Number 6. In what way does BookNet Fest add value to the bookish community? It allows different aspects of the online bookish community to build community amongst us as bookish people. You know, whether in our different cities, in our different demographics, in our different interests. It's like helping us to connect. It generates and enriches conversations affecting the booktube community. And it's a safe space for us to relax and socialize and learn and gain a lot of great connections. Like, it's just such a great and safe space, and I love it for that. Like, I thought it was amazing. And for me, it was like just a great vacation. It was just a great way to like have a vacation, but also just like meet new people at the same time, and I loved it. I appreciated it so much. I loved the hotel. It was beautiful. It was big. It was fun. I loved it. I love my room. It was amazing. I had fun. Number 7, show us your swag. Book swap treasure or something great you got from a vendor. So I didn't do too much patronizing of the vendors, which I should have done some more of. But part of the reason why that happened was because if you check my BookNet Fest Tag, all that hauling and unboxing that I did up in there, that kind of cut into my budget for like buying other stuff. I'm not mad about what I bought. I feel good about it, you know. But it's a lesson for me to learn that, hey, you know, I don't need to buy as much. I don't need to buy so much prep. But at the end of the day, I got some shit that I wanted. And I looked cute or whatever. I thought I did. I felt good about myself. That's what mattered. But for the most part, all I got was this pin from one of the vendors. It's another booktuber. I got a booktube pin. I saw these at BookCon on people's like lanyards. And I was like, oh, I would have loved one. But, you know, I didn't know where to get it. And now I know where to get it. And I got mine. And I'm so happy I got it. So I am like, rep your set. This is like you're a booktuber. So you have your official pin that shows, hey y'all, I'm a booktuber. That's what's up. 2019 is my year, is my booktube year. You know, you could probably get like a string of like booktube enamel pins just going all along and just be like, you know, I've been on booktube all these years and I've been making content, going hard, going off. But besides that, I got an ARC from Parliament House Press. It is August Prather is Not Dead Yet, a novel by Daniel K. Wu. It is a story of 4 queer kids on 2 epic journeys and no filter. And it looks like it's gonna be so much fun to read. It's gonna be so interesting. And it looks like it's gonna be a little dark and edgy. And I'm looking forward to reading this. Number 8, shout out a few content creators who inspired you at BNF. First up, I want to shout out Brittany and Melanin Eclectic. I love her energy so much. I love her so much. Because let me tell you, sitting down with Brittany and just hearing her talk, she's just so intelligent and so confident and just so like, she knows what she got to say and she says it. And I'm like, yo, I stand her. Like, I just stand her strength because I'm like, I wish I could be as clear and as straightforward and as unstuttery and as, like, not breaking up and falling apart. Like, she just says what she has to say and it's clear and it's confident and it's on point and it's intelligent. Or just, like, I think she's so cool and I think she's so smart and I stand her for that. Like, oh, she's the bomb. I love her so much. Next up is the creator of this tag herself, and Jerry. I love her so much. She's everything. She is everything. What's up? I still feel her hugs right now. You know what? Because I kept saying this like about BookNet Fest, that I have to take my like 20 seconds to just kind of like soak in being at BookNet Fest, so that like I can take that with me throughout my daily life. So like whenever I'm like in a bad situation, a bad mood or whatever, I can think about, like, I could take that 20 seconds that I felt and feel it through my body within that moment and just be like, yo, I'm smiling because I had a good time at BookNet Fest, and that means I can have more good times coming up, and this mood and this moment is not everything. And just having In Jerry's hugs is a part of my like 20 seconds of like, oh my gosh, I had a good time. I met great people. I know someone great who gives great hugs, so we can give great hugs back to in Jerry, and it's just like, oh, such a great person, such a light. I love In Jerry so much. I think they're amazing. They inspire me to just be so much more supportive to smaller content creators. She's inspired me to read more science fiction and fantasy, especially by Black creators, and inspiring me to just really build so much community within BookTube. Another creator that inspires me is OhSheReads at OhSheReads. She handles her business, like her, seeing her up there on those panels, just being so light and easygoing, and she's just like handling her business, saying what she got to say, like Brittany, like they're just they just get up there, like, that's the thing. And Jerry, Brittany, and OhSheReads, they are up there on their panels and they're talking, no stuttering, no, like, they handle their business, and they say what they got to say, and they say it clear, straight up. It's what it is, without faltering. They're inspiring me to just be less faltering and less, you know, I don't know, just like more clear and less afraid to say what I have to say, and just deliver clear and concise and on point. Justin at Ghost Reader is another creator at BookNet Fest that inspired me. He just was like fun, easygoing, and he was just out there having fun, building community, connecting with everybody, and he just inspired me to be like, you know, I need to, like, I don't know, I just need to build more community, connect with more people. Like the Four Agreements also says, do your best, and I'm doing my best to be more open. So I'm out here trying. I'm trying, and Justin is a really great example of that, and he's inspiring me to just do even more and do better, and to read more nonfiction, and to learn so much more through nonfiction, you know? And being such a great dude. He's like so super cool. And another creator that is also inspiring to me is always my homie Jessie. What's up, Jessie? You're the bomb.com. I stand you. I love that Jessie was like a part of, you know, creative directing, you know, visual directing, these photo shoots of different demographics within the BookTube community, from non-binary to Latinx to queer to Black to just like BookTubers, like giving all these different booktubers moments to come together and show that, hey, this is our demographic showing up and being a part of the larger community of BookTube, and being visible, so that more people outside of BookTube can see that, hey, we have these different demographics. You can definitely connect and reach out. And I appreciate Jessie for that, and that is so inspiring in myself, that I want to be able to be a part of initiatives like that, so that we're all, like, of our different demographics visible, and we're all being seen, and we're all able to find each other and connect with each other, and being able to say, hey, here's like a whole bunch of Black booktubers that I didn't know about. Here's a bunch of queer booktubers I didn't know about. Here's a bunch of non-binary booktubers I didn't know about, and I want to like hear their insights. I want to hear their voices, and I want to connect with them. What's up with y'all? You know? Number 9. If you plan to come back next year, is there anything you want to change? When I first read this question, I was not sure what I wanted to change, because coming back from it, I was like, I didn't have any complaints. I didn't have anything that was like, oh my gosh, like, oh, that needs to be changed, that needs to be adjusted, that needs to be like, or we needed more of this, we needed more of that. But I would say the one thing that I feel like I heard from a lot of people, that there would be 2 panels going on at the same time. And I know this is something that happens at BookCon, where there'd be multiple panels that you want to go to, and you have to make a decision which one's more important to you. And that is a good character builder, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to pick, I want to go to both. So I was thinking that maybe the event can become a 3-day weekend. So there's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it can kind of spread out some of the panels. And even with these 3 days, maybe there can even be like other more, I guess, interactive events intermingled into those 3-day events. So it won't just be like, oh, 3 days all of panels. Maybe there can be like other events kind of mixed in. Like there would be after a panel, we can go do trivia, or we go on like a field trip kind of situation where maybe we go, I don't know, to Disney or something, but that costs money. So you're gonna need to get your Disney or Harry Potter World money together and be able to go. Maybe that could be an option. Maybe that could be a thing. Or it's just a moment of like everybody from BookNet Fest going to the pool and hanging out and chit-chatting and talking and putting your feet in the water, getting into the water, just having a good old time kind of thing. I think it would be great to have it like as a 3-day event. Another suggestion I have is sourcing some suggestions for the BNF prom playlist. I do think that the playlist was a great playlist. It had a lot of great songs, had a lot of great jams and bops and throwbacks and everything. But I would have loved to hear some other stuff. Like I was hoping that I would hear Love Like This by Faith Evans. Like that bomb, that dun 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 dun, you know, just coming in. That would have been fly to hear. Like, you know, to be like, I never knew there was a love like this before. Like, oh my gosh, that would have slapped. That would have been like, yo, if that was going down, it would have been over. I know what I'm telling you. Like, oh, I wish that was on the list. But I definitely think it was a lot of great songs. It really like blew my mind. Like, oh my gosh, it was jams, y'all. Jams. For real. Like, we got a lot of Beyonce, so I was just like on point, wearing my Beachella t-shirt, going down like, what's up? Like, they played Girls, you know, who around the world? Girls. But let me tell you, there was jumping. Oh, jumping was the jam. Like, the playlist was great, but I think it would have been great to kind of source the playlist a little bit more. And when I say source, like have different attendees sending in their suggestions for songs to be on the playlist that they would love to hear, and the person in charge of the playlist can like vet these songs and see how danceable they would be for us and how many people would know it, but more so much how danceable they would be. I love that I heard This Is What You Came For by Calvin Harris and Rihanna, because that's a fucking jam. It was bomb ass with its round ass. It's so good. I love it so much. Like, This Is What You Came For. Oh, like, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. This Is What You Came For by Calvin Harris. It saved, what was it? When did that come out? 2016, 2017? When that came out, it saved the year. It saved the summer for that year, because it was such an amazing song. Like, where I was working at the time, when that came out, we played that over and over and over again, because everything that year was depressing, and This Is What You Came For was not. It was a great playlist. It was a great I do think it would be great to kind of source the playlist, but with more attendees suggestions. I honestly, I don't know how other people would have felt, but I wouldn't mind hearing a little 70s, 80s dance tracks sprinkled in there, along with the 90s. Like, oh my gosh, we had NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Like, but I definitely would have loved to hear some 70s and 80s, you know, like maybe some Staying Alive, some of that, you know. I don't know how everybody's gonna feel, because that feels dated, but I like old school and new school. I would have loved to hear some Panini by Lil Nas X. That's very on trend at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, it's on trend, okay? It matters. It needs to be played. You know, maybe some City Girls, but I know that's a little risque because they can be real vulgar. Definitely some Cardi B. I like it. That would have been fun to hear too. Number 10. Please share your prom portrait or any other photos/videos of yourself having fun at BNF. Honestly, I didn't take a lot of pictures. I mean, I got a few and I will share those. But for the most part, I really didn't take a lot of pictures. I really didn't. But I will definitely include any pictures. It showed me just being at BookNet Fest. So you'll definitely see those. So I had fun answering this tag, and I look forward to seeing other people's tags. If you're at BookNet Fest, say hi in the comments. Link your BookNet Fest tag and back from BookNet Fest tag videos in the comments. Say hi, you know, what's up? You know, I'm out here. You know, being that girl, whatever. Either way, I had fun at BookNet Fest, and definitely tell me if you're gonna be at next year's BookNet Fest. I wholeheartedly plan to be, as well as BookCon. So I definitely want to see. I definitely want to go out and meet and see more people, say hi to them, hang out. You know, maybe make a few new friends. But definitely, I'll be back at BookNet Fest. Tell me if you're gonna be at BookNet Fest. Even tell me if you're gonna be at BookCon. Oh, and I definitely will get my Disney World, Harry Potter World, Universal Studios money together so that next year when I go back to Orlando, we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna bust it down, turn your goofy down. We're gonna have fun. We're just gonna have fun. Next year's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be amazing. We're speaking it into the world, into the universe, to God's ears. What's up, everybody? Like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great year. BookNet Fest is gonna be great. You're gonna be great. We're gonna have fun. Shout out to you. Shout out to me. What's up? I'm out this bitch. Like Fleek.